Hello everyone, my presentation is for the Latino community. Individuals can belong to many cultural groups, so this means that all people are culturally diverse. Increasing numbers of racial and ethnic minorities, women, are entering the U.S. workforce, which is why the field of career counseling understands that there is a need for context-sensitive career counseling that recognizes the importance of clients' culture and how it affects their career behavior. Currently, Latinos are the largest ethnic minority group in the United States. Government projections estimate that in 2050, almost 20% of the total U.S. population will be Latinos. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that African Americans and Hispanics are underrepresented in many professional occupations, for example, engineers, natural scientists, physicians, dentists, etc., but overrepresented in other lower paying positions like social worker or postal worker. It's also been reported that Hispanics earn 68% of the median weekly wage that Caucasians did. Historical, that is, discriminatory policies, sociological, immigration factors, network, socioeconomic status, sociocultural, which is acculturation and ethnic identity, and psychological, self-efficacy, factors may interact to influence the differential social, educational, and occupational experiences of Latinos. Research shows that there are no differences in career aspirations among different racial ethnic groups, but racial ethnic minorities believe that they have less career opportunities and more obstacles than what European Americans do. It is believed that the difference between aspiration and expectation might be because of real or perceived career barriers. Also, a limited exposure to different activities might make individuals believe that they do not have the career-related skills that they require. Racial and ethnic discrimination and oppression may lead members of racial and ethnic minority groups to eliminate occupations they perceive as inaccessible to them. We can see that racial and ethnic minorities are underrepresented in several occupational groups like it was mentioned before. What is career choice? Career choice is an expression of or an extension of personality into the world of work, followed by subsequent identification with specific occupational stereotypes. Holland believed that people possess different traits, behaviors, and interests that can be organized according to 6 groupings or 6 types. The 6 types are called realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional, each of which characterizes a type of person who may gravitate to and enjoy a specific occupation. The RIASEC looks at our personal characteristics, preferences, and tendencies. The investigative person is analytical, critical, and intellectual. They are usually interested in sciences, research, and other scholarly activities. The artistic type is emotional, and they have a lot of imagination. They might be writers or might be drawn to theater or languages. The social type is seen as friendly, understanding, and warm. They might be interested in teaching or other activities where they can help others, like counseling or social services. Enterprising type is energetic, sociable, and assertive. They might be drawn to politics or other leadership fields, for example, business management. And the conventional type is careful and conscientious. People in this category usually follow careers in banking or accounting. If you think, for example, about an accounting firm, you'll probably think about accountants, bookkeepers, and secretaries. What type do you think most of the people working there are? conventional, right? Because they're probably efficient, practical, and careful. Another example we can use here is about a hospital. Think about the people that work there, like the physicians and nurses. The types we will more likely see here are analytical, intellectual, and empathetic. So if we look at the description of the different types, we'll discover that it is a combination of both, the investigative and social types. It is important to remember that work culture is not homogeneous when it comes to their type. Places like hospitals are very large and have different departments or units. They have, for example, like surgery, business services, social services, patient care, and others. And each department might be attractive to people with different personalities. Here we can see a hexagon with the different types. This hexagon shows how similar or how different the various types are. The adjacent types are most related to each other. Meanwhile, the opposite types are the least related to each other. One example of this is how a client that displays social and artistic as their two higher styles are most related to each other than someone with social and realistic as their two highest styles. Holland's model also talks about differentiation, which is individuals who fit one personality type don't show resembles to other types, and they are considered to be undifferentiated or poorly defined. Identity describes individuals that have a clear and stable picture of their goals, interests, and talents. Holland believed that intelligence is considered less important than personality and interest. Here is a little example of how the RIASEC might look like. And here we have a website for another RIASEC test. On this one, we have some true or false statements. One example of that is, I am an ambitious person. I set goals for myself. If that's true for you, you check that. If not, you just keep going. Another one says, I like to have clear instructions to follow. And another one says, I like trying to help people solve their problems. This is what the results are gonna look like. This is my own results. Here we can it says based on your selections, you are artistic, conventional, and social. And the results also show you the different types. For example, here we have artistic. It gives you like a little description, and it also gives you example of good majors for artistic people. Here we have cosmetology, interior design, communications, and then we have related pathways, and then we have art and communications, and we have them for all the types. Okay, and now we have a little game that is called the Career Interest Party game. Okay, so imagine that you walk into a party with 6 groups of people. The descriptions of the type of people in each group are in the boxes that we're going to see here in a minute. Choose the group you are most drawn to, the people you will most like to meet and talk with. After that, find the second group you are most interested in, and then the third group. Think about why you choose that group. Does the description of that group describe you? Can you give an example? For example, if you chose the realistic, enterprising, and social groups, your codes would be RES. This means that out of the 6 types, you most resemble the realistic type of person, somewhat less the enterprising type, and resemble the social type even less. The types that are not in your code are those you resemble least of all. First, we have the realistic type, which is the people with athletic or mechanical ability who prefer to work with objects, tools, machines, plants, or animals. And some activities they like is doing puzzles, word games, decorating rooms, or cooking. Then we have the investigative type, which is the people who like to observe, learn, and analyze. or solve problems. And they might like studying astronomy, flying a plane, or working in a lab. Then we have the artistic type, which is the people who have artistic abilities and like to work in unstructured situations using their imaginations and creativity. Some activities they like would be designing clothes, helping to put on a play, or learning languages. Then we have the social type. That is the people who like to work with people to enlighten, inform, or help them. Some activities they like would be like making new friends, belonging to a club, or teaching children, or just helping people solve their problems. Then we have the enterprising type, which is the people who like to influence or lead others. And that would be like leading group activities, buying clothes for a store, or working on a sales campaign. And then we have the conventional type, which is the people who like to work with data, have political or numerical abilities. And some activities they like would be like word processing or entering data and keeping detailed records. Now I am going to show you a sample of jobs that reflect the Holland codes. Which jobs reflect your personality and interests? Are those jobs that you would like to have? So for the artistic type, the creator, some job ideas would be being an actor, an actress, an architect, fashion designer, a dancer, an English teacher, or a music teacher. For the enterprising type, some jobs they might like would be like advertising sales, financial planner, a cook, chef, a flight attendant, or other stuff like a journalist, a lawyer. Then we have the investigative type, which is the thinkers. They might like to be a biologist, a chemist, dentist, economist. So like all the jobs I can do. Then we have the social type, which would be the helpers. So that could be a detective, a school teacher, librarian, or a therapist. Then we have the conventional type, the organizers, and they could be an accountant, administrative assistant, uh, a legal secretary, or a library assistant. And then we have the realistic type, the doers. So they could be a dental assistant, a floral designer, or a practical nurse. Here we have a list of resources. For example, we have the Texas Career Center in Fort Worth, where they provide supplemental training for professional growth and advancement opportunities. And they also provide career development options to adult students who desire to learn and succeed in a new job. And we also have like the Live Career website. And on this website, you can get tips on how to accomplish your goal. The TCC Career Services webpage is very good. It's very complete. And here I chose a career assessment they have because I thought it was interesting, but they have a lot of stuff there. Then we have like Career One Stop, which is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor and provides resources to find training, resources, and job searches that match your interests. Then we have Jobopedia, which is a website where both students and recent graduates can ask questions about job searching and get answers from experienced professionals. And then we have the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which provides career information. For example, it provides reports on different careers. And we have the ONET, which provides information on the skills required by different occupations.